Ittle Dew is the latest creation from Swedish studio Ludosity. Ludosity originally released Ittle Dew in 2013 for the PC and tablets, but has just recently found its way on Nintendo's Wii U eShop. It is fitting for Ittle Dew to settle down on the Wii U because it shares so many similarities to Nintendo's Zelda. From the puzzles to the items to the dungeons, there are many inspirations taken from an assortment of classic adventure games. If you've played any of the classic Zelda games, you know exactly what to expect in Ittle Dew. The difference between Ittle Dew and other games is that there's a much larger focus on puzzle solving, specifically the push block puzzles, and that the entire adventure is boiled down to 3 different items. You'll have the Fire Sword, a sword that lets you ignite bombs, unlit torches, and melt ice blocks, the Portal Wand, which lets you create blocks and swap positions with different items and enemies, and finally, the Ice Wand will turn enemies into solid blocks that you'll be able to use in your adventures. Because there are only 3 different items, each one is used extensively throughout a handful of dungeons. Each of the 3 items that exist in Ittle Dew are designed to work with each other effortlessly, but that does not mean it will be easy. At its heart, Ittle Dew is a puzzle game, and it's a damn good one at that. There are some really complicated puzzles that I still don't know how to solve. These so-called professional puzzles in the Master Dungeon are perplexing to the fullest extent, which just leaves me clueless and questioning my intelligence. I didn't even know that I could warp myself across spikes by combining the ice and portal wands until the end of the game. One thing that everyone should know about Ittle Dew is that it's extremely short. My first playthrough lasted approximately 2 hours, and many of the dungeons only consist of a few well-crafted puzzles because of it. However, Ittle Dew was created with speedrunning in mind. If you're into speedrunning and have a nice head on your shoulders, the professional puzzles I mentioned earlier will help you bypass certain areas and items altogether. I haven't done it personally, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was possible to finish the game in under an hour. While it is a shame that Ittle Dew is so short, there is an incentive to replay through the story with different puzzles and items. I did encounter some stability issues on the Wii U version of the game as well. My game froze twice while fighting the final boss, which I'm sure, as you can understand, is extremely frustrating considering the many stages that the boss goes through. The second time was after I had killed him even, and I was about to open the chest containing my reward, but it felt like the game was mocking me then. There is a stutter upon entering new areas, which starts to get pretty distracting by the end of the game, so hopefully all these issues can be fixed in an upcoming patch. Ittle Dew was fun, challenging, and a pleasure to play. Some of the puzzles left me completely dumbfounded and fawning over my controller, wondering where I went wrong. Unfortunately, it feels as though the game is over before it even begins. Regardless, it is a fitting addition to the growing eShop library, and it will appease anybody looking for a brief, yet fun, puzzle adventure.